Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Deal Room Podcast. I'm Pat Hamshakeri. I'm here with my lovely co-host.
Asikiyama.
And today we have a special one for you. We have an incredible guest joining us. He is the president and co-owner of MasterEdge Homes, which is based out of our local Markham, Ontario. They do residential renovations and build. It's a company that he founded with his lovely wife back in 2005. And the goal was to transform the public perception of residential construction. With almost 4 decades of experience in residential construction, his expertise spanned from hands-on building to leadership roles. He has graduated from Fanshawe College in 1990 with a construction engineering technician supervisor diploma, and he's earned his Red Seal as a carpenter. His career includes building homes, building barns, and cottages, as well as site supervision across Ontario. His company, MasterEdge Homes, has been a proud member of Built and Renomark since 2009, and he currently serves on the board of Built as a director and chairs the Built Renomark Executive Committee. He's also an active member of the Ontario Home Builders Association, Renovators Council, the Canadian Renovation Council, and George Brown College Professional Advisory Committee. Let's go Huskies. And as a certified, and I think he's one of the only certified ones, at least that I know, adaptive renovator and instructor, he helps homeowners navigate accessibility and age-in-place renovations with care and expertise. He and his team are passionate about assisting clients and adapting their homes to suit their evolving needs. He is also committed to supporting the next generation of tradespeople. He actively collaborates with public and Catholic schools on co-op programs and frequently speaks at schools to inspire future professionals in the industry. Done. Everyone, put your hands together and allow me to introduce our wonderful guest, Mr. Dwayne Butler.
Woo!
There we go. Hello, Dwayne. Welcome.
Hello, team. How are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. Fantastic.
Excellent. Excellent.
I'm excited for this.
Let me tell you, that was a very impressive resume.
Thank
Very
you.
impressive.
Right.
And
I
that's the
tried to
short version.
summarize it.
That's the short version.
Right? That's
Wow.
incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dwayne, we're going to start off. We're going to just ask you to tell us about what you guys do, about your company, in your own words, and just go on. We're going to have a great conversation. This podcast is just about having conversations with industry professionals, hearing some stories that you might have for us, and just asking you some questions that you could possibly help us answer.
Yeah.
let's go
So
on.
let me start with what my company does. We are a design build company. So we have interior designers on staff, we have architectural designer on staff, and we have construction management on staff. And the value of that, we believe, is that under one roof, we're able to compile the client's desires and needs, put it all together under the desire and the team's efforts to put together the budget and design so we know everything before construction is executed.
No, that's incredible. So it's like
Yes.
everything in-house from zero to completion. You guys have everything from before even starting to all the way completion. That's incredible. And I
Yeah.
know that you guys use some of the latest technology in keeping up because I've had the privilege of visiting your office and you showed me this in person and it was incredible. Would you tell us a little bit more about your process of keeping your clients updated about the project, estimate, and so on and so forth?
Yeah. So as soon as a client signs on to our company or with our company for designing, what we do is we sign them into a portal where they communicate with us. Using that portal, it tracks all communication. If the customer decides to call the office to speak to one of our team members, we will, after the call, reiterate that conversation in the portal, tracking all that again so that we don't have the pointing of fingers and the he says and she says. Everything goes back there. We share files from there. We share the estimates that we're getting from our trade partners for different products we're getting. We share the financials for the budgets on the platform so the customer knows where their budget's going throughout the project and they can track it, see it all in real time. We've had customers that have lived in England, out west in British Columbia, down south, or staying there while we renovated their space here in Ontario. And that whole time was all done through our portal. And they
Wow.
could see everything as it took shape. And also to that, when they are not living in the home, and quite often we have clients that have to move out, our team also will post job logs, and those job logs will include photographs. So the customers see progression of the project developing on a day-to-day basis.
To be honest, I personally have never heard any construction company, at least I haven't heard, to go to this measure. This is so fantastic.
Yeah, especially in the residential industry. Like this is when I saw the program, I think I told Dwayne right away that this blew my mind. It's just
This
it's
brings
just
so much peace of mind to people about like the actual project and just feeling comfortable that their property is in a good hand.
100%. And that is part of what, when Parham started to speak about when he read off my bio, was that bringing confidence to the consumer. And where are we with that? And that takes me down a whole other angle where is the licensing for our renovator
Mm.
sector? We're not a licensed body at all. And I actually am a part of a small committee. I'm not gonna dive too deep into it, but we are working towards putting a licensing program in place for the renovation sector so that we stop this. We're trying to bring a level of competency to the industry so that the consumer protection is there, which is really the biggest problem that we have out there right now, that the customers are being taken advantage of, their money's being stolen or taken away from, deposits are taken. We're trying to fix all that. And it's a massive, massive problem, but we're finding that licensing needs to be engaged and put in the industry, and we're working very hard on getting that put in place.
That is so fantastic, especially with the demographic that you work with. You do a lot of aging in place renovation, correct?
Mm.
What made you to go into that specific niche?
So we get probably 2 or 3 projects a year that are adaptive living needs. We are an award-winning adaptive living renovator. We won an award last year for one of the renovations we did through the Build and Renomark Awards, and we actually just found out 2 days ago that we are up for another award. So we're a finalist in that same category. So we're excited about
congrats.
that.
Those
Yeah.
are
Yeah. So, yeah, when you get involved with the adaptive living needs, it can come to you as someone who has a child who has special needs, or there's a wheelchair or wheel device, problems with shower. It could have been all of a sudden it becomes an accident where an accident happens and it's an immediate change. You have to make a change to that space
Mhm.
quickly. So then it becomes a lot more strategic because it's fast. You got to get it done quickly. The family's not ready to make these decisions, but they need a team to help them, right? So getting the right practitioner in place, the right renovator, the right designer, and putting budgets in place, speaking with the insurance companies to help facilitate everybody into one group for the same sole need of that customer having the right desired outcome with the peace of mind that their money's being looked after, their project, their house, their confidence, everything is all seamless. And that's one of the things that we work very hard at.
Awesome. So, Dwayne, I'm going to transition us to my favorite part of our podcast. Okay. So, it's a part that we call myth or money move. Okay. So, I'm going to give you a scenario and I'm going to ask you if this is a myth or if it's a money move, which means like if it's good to go. I had a client of mine give me a call about selling her house possibly and just ideas before selling her house. And she said, Param, I heard that where I am in Toronto, I could add an accessory suite on top of my garage or tear down my garage and add an accessory suite without a building permit. So, Dwayne, let me ask you that. Is that myth or is that a money move?
That's a myth?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
You
no,
need a
that was
building,
my
you
reaction.
building permit.
She was so confident. I'm like, what? No, you need a building permit. Like that
Yes.
is construction. That's a pretty hefty construction to tear down your garage and bring your
Yeah.
services in and rebuild. So yeah, thank you.
And
I had the exact same reaction as you as well. Like
keep
I
in
doubted my
mind,
own knowledge.
keep in mind, the city of Toronto has designated certain spaces for, like, you can look at a map of the city of Toronto that shows how homes and properties and spaces that will permit you to have an accessory dwelling. If it's not on there,
Mhm.
you can actually approach the city and find out a little bit further if there is anything available. Yeah, I mean, anytime you get into anything that's going to have a dwelling, you're creating a dwelling, it's going to need a building permit because you have the safety factors in place. Fire and smoke alarms, railings, staircases, plumbing needs to be inspected. Everything has to be all inspected.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. I'm gonna send her this episode once we're done.
Yeah, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. If anyone tells you that for something that you need permit, you don't, and they're charging you cash and there's no contract, that's a red flag, right? I feel like that's a red.
And that's a part of the licensing sector that we're trying to help move towards is
Yeah.
that it's an education component to the consumer, right?
Yes.
The contractor says you don't need a permit. Wait a minute now. Let's just let's just go to our city and ask them, right? This is the scope of work. Here's the design we have. Do I need a building permit? Right? If you have a question about it. And generally when instructor says they don't need a permit, they're trying to get the project moving along quickly because they don't want to wait for the delays that are naturally happening at the city right now because they are delayed and it's unfortunate.
And
But
on
that's
that,
silly.
are you basically trying to put forward a standard contract as well? Like I know in the commercial construction industry, there is certain contracts that have been created by the architectural firms and engineers and a collaboration of professionals. I don't think such things exist in the residential market. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that something that you guys are also pushing forward on or trying to implement?
Those contracts that you're talking about are CCDC1,
Correct.
CCDC2s. Those contracts are available into the residential sector if you wish to use them.
I understand.
It's not common, okay? It's not very common at all for them to be used in our sector. We're not there yet, Parham, on that licensing sector of how that's gonna work. I think really for the most part, we're making sure that the individuals have a contract for number 1, right? That they follow a code of conduct and ethics that make them a proper and legitimate renovator. The Canadian Home Building Association certainly has this program out there right now where they'll verify the members that are Renomark members. They'll verify them based on the documentation that we send them on an annual basis. The big things are there's a contract in place, a proper contract. So they'll review everyone's contracts to make sure that they are true and legitimate, that there's a warranty in place, and the warranty has to have a minimum standard. Okay, our warranty is 5 years, and I think the minimum is it's 1 or 2 years for the Renomark verification. There's a code of ethics and code of conduct. Your insurance is in place. You carry a WSIB insurance certificate, and you have a liability insurance minimum $2 million. Again, most of us go to 5 million. Those are some of the high level things, but then there's the smaller components that are, following the code of ethics, the code of conduct, and all of those will bring you to a level where they state that, and we actually get a certificate each year once they've reviewed all our information that says we are a verified company with the CHBA and we are a verified Renomark member.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
Dwayne, I know in the industry they call you Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Now, I want to touch base on that. Do you have a story that Hawkeye found something that no one else saw?
Yeah.
Because you don't miss a thing, and that's why
Yeah.
they call you Hawkeye. So I want to know if you have any stories for us, something that might have been missed by another contractor or another trades on site, and you came in and you just picked up right on it.
Yeah, so just to quickly on the Hawkeye component, what that means is years ago, before I started the business, so 20 plus years ago, working in the development world, building subdivisions, as I was a good member of that team, my job was to walk these sites daily, and I did that. But I would see so much, and it turned into that here comes Hawkeye or there's Hawkeye because I saw so much. And what I saw was the inferior quality and checking and making sure that they were fixing these things. To go to a specific topic, I don't have a specific story to state to that, and I'm on the other side of this wall. I'm sure my staff could say, "Yeah, I got one for you." But yeah, I don't have one that I can recall right at the moment. But if I come back to it, I will.
Yeah, that's awesome. That was the answer I was looking for. It's like
Eh,
I wanted to
Yeah.
know where it originated from
Yeah.
as well. So that's really cool.
Just through this conversation, I feel like that makes total sense. From you to just not a professional with a lot of experience, you have a legit passion for this industry and not beyond the fact of your projects, and you want to like fix problems. And make it easier for people to actually be able to use these services without the anxiety behind it. So I would think that you would definitely have some nickname like this and make sure that everything goes well. That makes total sense.
Yeah, right? That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a very well suited nickname.
Yeah.
So I'll put it that way.
Passion is a key word as to why I'm here in this
Mhm.
industry, and I love it. It's a hard industry. There's nothing easy about it. There's a lot of moving parts to it.
Mhm.
And with that being said, my focus is one on education for the consumer, education for students, and building an industry that is proud, that we are proud to be in this industry. There's a lot of people out there that just do a job and they're not proud of what they're accomplishing in a day. And working really, really hard to bring up the next generation into that culture and letting them see the values of the things that they can develop and build and create in a day, week, month, year is that building up on that momentum of passion to the younger generation is so important to me.
Wow, that's amazing. That's really
Very well
amazing.
put.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't see a lot of people have this type of passion. So I'm really, really glad that you are in this industry and have this passion and helping the next generation.
Yeah, well, I'm rooting for you because I'd love to see the residential market in terms of renovators and
Mhm.
builders come up to where you are in terms of professional ethics, professional build, and just overall quality. So thank you. On behalf of the people who are also in this industry, maybe not practically swinging a hammer, but we end up selling or purchasing homes that have been renovated. So I want to say thank you. Thank you for your hard work. It's awesome.
Thank you. There's such there's such a stigmatism to the industry that
Mhm.
from an education perspective, and I
Yeah.
mean in the public school system and parents, that there's a desire that their kids shouldn't be in this industry, that they should be somewhere else. But the industry is not somebody on the end of a shovel or swinging a hammer. You could be a
Yeah.
surveyor on the land, helping developers, lay out the sidewalks, the streetlights, the underground services, where the drainage is going to go, how the land's going to slope to accommodate water flow so that you're not going to tear apart land when the water does come up high. That's just a surveyor. But then you think
Yeah.
about architecture, interior design, storefronts with products to sell, tiles, hardwood, plumbing, lighting. I'm not talking about anybody with a shovel here. Nobody's got
Yeah.
a hammer in their hand, right? These are all segments of the industry to be a part of it. And that's why the industry is so massive. It's a multi-billion dollar. I'm talking about renovations, multi-billion dollars in the province of Ontario,
Wow. Yeah.
right? And so
Eh,
the job placement, the renovation sector, when things are running normal, is larger than the new home building sector. Believe that.
Wow.
That is huge. And you think all these houses are being built around our neighborhoods, subdivisions being built by Mattamy, Green Park, Kylemore, all those builders. But the renovation sector, because you don't see it, it's not in your
Yeah.
face as much. It is a massive industry. We outpace the new home building industry. Yep. Yep.
And without it, the cities don't exist, right?
Yeah. Well, we are a large in part with the economic engine of our communities.
100%.
Back to the education, the driver of some of the things that I do, I go to the schools and I speak to the grades nines, tens, and elevens in an auditorium setting, and the parents on a what we call a trade night, and it's an opportunity for the parents and the students to hear what it's like to be in a position I'm in. And most often when I've done this, it's before COVID. I was really the only business owner that would ever get up on stage. Most of the time, it would be the students or the teachers speaking about their individual trade related sector. I I threw my hand up and said, I'm on stage. I'll do that any day, any time. And I did that. And it's just grown from there where I had an opportunity to speak to people and students and the parents about the industry. And what I get out of that is the next day, the organizers of those presentations come to me and say, we had 6 students or 3 students come to our office the next morning and say, I want to be that guy on stage. I want to be in that guy's shoes. I want to learn how to be there. And that's the stuff that's not getting out there enough, right?
Yeah.
There's not enough of us, me out there. And it's happening. It's not happening as fast as I would like it to, but it's happening. And I've got colleagues that do it, and it's just happening all over the province. But this is the stuff that needs to happen more because our younger generation needs to understand that there's more to it than being behind a desk. Nothing about behind a desk. I'm behind a desk all day long. but I
Yeah.
got here based on my travels through the journey of construction and
Yeah.
on the tools, off the tools, management and leadership.
I just want to say how beautiful that is for you to do that because like you actually helping generations just from doing that. Right now a lot of schools because they're not receiving enough funding are actually shutting down a lot of trade related classes and
Yeah.
that's going to have a massive effect in the next generations. They're not going to be that many people who knows how to use a tool and that's very important. Without it we can't really build
Yeah.
a city, right? So just doing that and even having a few kids being affected by that, that means the next generation is going to be better. And I hope there's more people like you out there doing the same thing because this is really important. And not, to be honest, I've never seen anyone that in your industry with this level of passion. So this is really great. This is really beautiful.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, you're single-handedly saving the renovation industry in all of Ontario.
Oh, I'm working on it. Yes.
That's
Yeah.
good.
I do have help.
That's gonna be the highlight that we put on the show.
Well,
You need the
I
gentleman.
do know that I have colleagues throughout Ontario that do stuff similar to this, and it's great to hear. I didn't know it until I sent an email to one of our associations about an email I sent to our school system in York Region. I shared an email, and they took that information. I took that email, shared it with them, and said, "Oh wait, this association need to work harder on this. How can we do this together?" And then a lot of them came back and told me their stories of things that they're doing. So it is there and we know it's there. It's just until you get the conversation happening, you just miss it.
That's great.
Yeah.
And this has been an incredible session. I know I could go on getting information from you for hours and hours, and
Yeah.
maybe we should do just a series,
Yeah, right?
conversations with Master
Agreed.
Edge Dwayne,
Yes.
because this is incredible. The amount of information you gave us, Renomark is something like you mentioned a few times here, and just on a lot of consumers might still be unfamiliar with Renomark and
Yep.
how it qualifies contractors like yourself and keeps them accountable, like with certification you mentioned, and what you have to actually show them to receive that acknowledgement. So all of that put together, this has been an incredible episode, and we really thank you for giving us your time and your attention and joining us.
Absolutely. I've
uh,
been looking forward to this for a long time.
Dwayne, is there any final thoughts that you'd like to share with our audience?
Yes, if you are planning to renovate and you don't know where to start, my suggestion is go to renomark.ca and go there and you'll get some information on, as a consumer, what to do from contracts, what you should look for from a renovator. And also in there, there's a library of renovators that are available for you to speak to. And from that, you can contact them, bring them out to your home, and I would suggest you start the conversation with just a conversation. Don't ask for estimates. The reality is you can get an estimate from anybody, but unless you're a professional understanding your designs, if you have designs done, this is a whole other topic, by the way. But if you understand your designs and you can lay out the specifics of those designs and the things that you want for a scope of work, if you can do that, then ask for estimates. If you can't do that, don't ask for estimates because you're never going to get apples to apples comparisons, which means you're not going to understand what you're going to get. And again, that's a failure. Interview the contractors you think you want to talk to or would like to be working with. Find the one that you want to work with. Engage them in a letter of intent from the renovator to you that I want to work with you, and give them a small deposit, $1,500. I'm engaging you to start working with me. Get a design done, interior design, architectural design, and then engage that process because now you're going to drive the details and you're paying for a service now that is going to get you what you need to get to. And I feel that that is the best way to go nowadays. I'm really pushing that hard on people that contact us. If they want to work with us, interview other people, bring us in, let's sit down and we'll talk, and then take that to the next level if you wish to. But engagement is key.
Yeah.
Very well said. And I know you guys are on social media. I follow you on Instagram. You're on Facebook, MasterEdge Homes, and your website. We are going to put all this in the description for our listeners. So if they do want to get in touch with you, they have a way to get in touch. And thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's been a pleasure. And I can't wait till we do this more often. We're definitely going to have to bring you back a couple more episodes.
I want to hear some stories.
I've got lots. Awesome. Thank you.